Thank you. Please proceed. LB&E funding versus Christina Stickens. Ally Financial versus Ashley Egbert, Jason Egbert.
He also called it David. I assume I can take care of it before
I think
Jonathan Christie Rosenbaum.
The last couple I really have right here.
Hi, I'm Devin Hardo here at the Atchison County Courthouse with Lori Hall. Would you like to explain yourself?
Sure. I'm Lori Hall, and I'm the circuit clerk, and I have two deputies. They are Mandy Kiefer and Rita Stevens, and our office handles child support. We handle criminal cases, civil cases. We do orders of protection, and what our job is we handle all of the cases for court, and we are connected with the Jefferson City. All of our records go into a computer that then goes on to e-filing or CaseNet, where they're open to the public. And so that's kind of it in a nutshell as to what we do in the circuit clerk's office.
All right, and what would you say is the most interesting part about your job?
The most interesting part for me would be just meeting different people and being able to help people. That's the part that I feel like I benefit most from, is people who are struggling in their life at a certain time, which would bring them to our court, then being able to help them to help themselves. So that would be my answer.
All right, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
Hi, this is Harley Caudill, and I'm here with Atchison County's prosecuting attorney, Brett Hurst. Tell us a little bit about what you do in your everyday job.
Well, thank you, Harley. So as she said, I am the Atchison County prosecutor, which means I have been elected by the residents of Atchison County to prosecute all criminal cases. Most of you may know or will be learning there's a difference between criminal and civil cases. Criminal cases are those that carry either a fine or some sort of jail sentence or prison sentence. Civil cases normally deal with monetary judgments, credit card bills that are past due, things of that nature. I also have a private office in Tarkio, and so a little bit of what I do, like I say, we prosecute all criminal cases. Once a case is investigated by law enforcement, we get all the reports and what's called a probable cause statement. We then take that information and put it into an actual charging document and file it with the court. At that point in time, a warrant may be issued if the crime is serious enough, or a summons would be issued basically saying you've been charged with this crime, you must appear in court on this date at this time to deal with that issue. So that's a quick breakdown of what I do. A lot of the other questions that always get asked, if you want me to just keep going, everybody always asks, how long did you have to go to school to do what you do? I had obviously a high school diploma, 4 years of undergrad, and then 3 years of law school. There are other ways to become a lawyer without having to go to law school, but the general way to become a lawyer is to go to law school. You can't be an attorney without having a law degree or falling with one of the exceptions. So I've had a total of 12, 16, 19 years of education. I've been practicing for 10 years. I've been the prosecutor for 6. So then, any other questions that you...
Yes. What would you say would be the hardest part of your job?
The hardest part, in my opinion, is the cases where I understand that an individual may have committed the crime, and even whether we do a jury trial, a criminal trial, or a plea, there are always going to be other people that are affected by that case. And so the one that always comes up is children. You know, somebody commits a crime and they have to go to the pen or go to jail or whatever. Now their children are out there without any maybe anybody to take care of them or things of that nature. And so the hardest part for me is always not necessarily the individual. I want to try to help the individual get whatever help they may need, but it's the other people that are affected by their decisions, and that's probably what weighs on me the most.
That would be tough. Well, thank you, Brett, and have a good rest of your day.
Thank you, Harley, and thank you all.
Here we go.
I'm Grant Turnbull, and I'm here with the Honorable Judge Corey Herron, here to ask him a few questions sent in by the freshmen of Atchison County. First off, Judge, introduce yourself.
I'm Corey Herron. I'm the Associate Circuit Court Judge for Atchison County. And what an Associate Circuit Judge is, every county in Missouri, and there's 114 of them, plus the city of St. Louis, has at least one Associate Circuit Judge. And we're the trial level judges of the state. All cases come before us to begin with, including all criminal cases, civil cases of a more limited nature, and then all probate cases, which are decedents' estates, guardianships, conservatorships, orders of protection, things of that nature. I also get assigned all the divorce cases and child custody cases in Atchison County. So my jurisdiction is the broadest of all judges of the state. There's no case I can't hear, at least by assignment. The next level above that would be the circuit judge, and every county has at least is in a circuit, and every circuit has at least one circuit judge. We are in a 5-county circuit along with Nottoway, Holt, Gentry, and Worth counties, and we have one circuit judge. Above circuit judges become the Court of Appeals, which is the intermediate court of appellate court, where parties who have had their cases tried in the circuit or associate circuit court can appeal their decision if they think the judge or the court made a mistake. And the highest level of the court is the Supreme Court. There's one Supreme Court in Missouri, and they sit in Jefferson City. So basically I hear all cases at some point, and all types of cases, and I'm a trial judge is what you would call me. Okay, you have some questions.
All right. What is the difference between a Class A and a Class B felony?
Well, criminal cases, felonies are criminal cases, and felonies are those criminal cases that have the potential for being incarcerated in the Department of Corrections. You can go to prison. Misdemeanors are lower level, and they have potential for incarceration in the county jail. All criminal cases have potential for a fine. An A felony would be one that would be punishable for up to 30 years or life in prison, or potentially the death penalty. Those are the most serious crimes. B felonies are just below that, and they have their range of punishment is, I can't remember, it's up to 15 years, I think it is. So the classifications all distinguish on the range of punishment. Some of them have minimum prison time and maximum prison time, and then and that determines their classification.
What does the judge do if people do not show up to court?
Well, normally, it depends a little bit on the type of case. Assuming they've been properly notified to or summoned to appear, we usually issue a failure to appear warrant.
What does your daily agenda look like?
Well, that varies quite a bit. I mean, on an average day, the courthouse is open 8:30 to 4:30. Most days I'm here during those hours. It just varies. Some days we have a trial scheduled. Some days we have, like today, you may have some film from what we call a law day, which are scheduled a few times each month, where we take up a bulk docket of cases and run them through. Usually those are pleas, settings, arraignments, just moving cases along. They take very little time. So it really varies, and that's part of the nice thing about my job being a rural associate circuit judge. Hearing all types of cases, my days are rarely the same. So.
What type of schooling or training did you have to receive?
Well, to be a judge, you have to first be a lawyer, and to be a lawyer, you have to have had at least a bachelor's degree, which is typically your 4-year degree from college, followed by 3 years of law school. Then you have to pass the Missouri bar exam and be admitted to the Missouri bar and get your license. And then to be judge, you have to then, in a rural county like Atchison, you then have to be elected.
How many court cases do you usually get in a week or a month?
Oh, well, again, that kind of varies. Today's docket was a docket of about 55 cases. That's actually a little bit on the average to below average size for a law day. So yeah, I can easily handle or touch over 100 cases a month easily. I've done that many in a day.
Would you recommend the job to someone who's interested in government?
Well, it depends what you mean by interested in government. If you are interested in politics, then no, because this job does not involve politics. If you want to be involved in the political process, then you need to run for office like a representative or a senator or mayor or a statewide office, countywide offices, things of that nature, Congress, whatever. But if you're interested in law, and then the judge would be a position. First of all, you'd have to be interested in being a lawyer, and then what interests me about being a judge versus just being a practicing attorney is to me it's the challenge of it's kind of like a mystery. Each case is you hear the evidence, you figure out what the law is, apply it to the evidence, and make a just decision that's fair to both sides. I like being able to do that without having to take a side, because my only side I'm interested in is the law and doing what is getting to a correct result.
Now.
Well, thank you very much, Your Honor.
You're welcome, and thank you for taking a few minutes of your time to ask me a few questions, and hopefully in the future we'll be back here in person and we can spend more time.
Thank you very much.